But speaking of change, and we spoke about the NBA All-Star Weekend in last week's video. So currently how the All-Star Weekend is going down, we have the East and West. They're going back to the traditional saying of the Eastern Conference will play against the Western Conference. 12-minute quarters. They still have the charity organizations. Each conference, whoever wins out that quarter, X amount of dollars would go to a charity of their choice. Obviously, we know how the selection goes. 2 guards, 3 front court. Fan voting is 50%, 25% media, 25% current players. Reserves are selected by 30 NBA coaches, where there's 14 reserves, 7 for each conference, where it's made up of 2 guards, 3 front court players, and 2 players of any position in their respective conferences. And obviously, if any injured player, Adam Silver will make the decision on who replaces that injured player. So getting that out the way, well, do you have any concerns about how that format is before I get into the rest of the All-Star Weekend?
No, I think I like the where they picked. It was kind of a round robin back and forth picking, but it's run its course. So I'm glad it's back to the way it's been for many, many years.
I only have one gripe with that, and that would be the percentage of voting. I don't really know why media and current players have the same amount. I kind of would think that media would get, maybe you could cut their percentage in half, give them like 12.5. I'm sorry, but like people like Skip Bayless, and I'm not saying he's like the root cause, but if you got media people like a Skip Bayless in there, like I don't trust it, man. They're not going to give you, the facts. They're going to give you their opinion, and they just going to stand on it, even if it's completely wrong, to the detriment.
But isn't it all opinion based? I mean, look at the fan voting. It's all. But
we almost had it where Zaza Pachulia got in the All-Star game a couple years ago.
Isn't that why they started putting the media and current players in it?
Yeah, to like offset it, but it's just like I'm not a big fan of media getting like it should be the fans and the players. Media, I really don't see any, like they can have an opinion on it for the shows, but for voting,
do you think their vote resonates one way or the other? Do you think they're too biased? Or
they're definitely biased.
I mean, we're all biased.
Don't get me everybody has their own bias, but certain people, Skip Bayless for sure, bias.
Sharp. Come on, Shannon Sharp.
Hey, I'm just saying, man.
Big right.
Shout out Shay, man. Do your thing, Unc. But so the Rising Stars challenge, which last year was a little different. It was comprised of 4 teams, 1 G League team, and 3 other teams comprised of rookies and sophomores. There were 7 G League players, 10 rookies, 11 sophomores, and they divided the rosters accordingly.
That was a weird setup, but
yeah, it was kind of weird, not gonna lie. So for me, at least specifically, I would rather to see that Rising Star game get changed into, like, maybe you could do the 1v1, maybe just rookies, maybe throw in like veteran players as well. But a 1v1, seeing Wemby go against Chet, that would be love right there. I would love to see that.
Do you think their egos will allow them to do that?
You got 2 7-foot plus monsters.
I would pay money
at it. I'd pay to see that.
That's pay-per-view right there. Chet and Wemby.
2 unicorns just out there duking it out to see, hey, maybe you make them play for Rookie of the Year. Maybe if their voting is that high, hey, you want Rookie of the Year?
Whoever one-on-one gets the
come take it from me. I'm just
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I just don't think the egos will allow them to do that. But if you can talk them in, I mean, you can throw some money in there. Everybody loves a little extra cash, so.
But and then of course we have the All-Star Celebrity Game. I'm not really moved one way or the other. It's just new names come, new names go. Obviously nobody's going to be as amazing as Kevin Hart. I think he was like a 3 or 4 time All-Star MVP.
It was rigged.
Shout out the GOAT, Kevin Hart.
Cat Williams is going to be in there this year.
Yeah, the reckoning really will come out there.
You on that revenge tour?
Absolutely. And then they have a new HBCU Classic game. For those who do not know, it will be Howard University versus Morgan State.
Oh, wow.
Both of their men's basketball teams will play, and they'll play for a certain amount of money. I think it's $100,000 to $250,000 in donations. And I'm just a small little tidbit, I don't see my Aggies up there, I'm gonna claim them.
We're there next year. We better be in there next year.
And another comment: why not the women's team? I looked at their women's team record, and the Lady Bears are 6-11, and the women's team for Howard is 3-12. So I understand, like, record wise, they might not be that good, but looking at Howard, Howard's 8-11, like their men's team, and Morgan State's 4-14. So
they're exhibition games, so why not include the women too?
Why not? Let everybody get their shine on TV on the NBA All-Star Weekend, event. Yeah. I'm just saying, maybe next year they'll throw the women in and maybe make it like a HBCU tournament. I don't know.
I guess they're going to try to see how it goes this season and this year, and maybe they'll add on to it.
But outside of that, the 3-point challenge, dunk contest, All-Star game, I don't really have any gripes with that so far. I will say that reportedly Wemby is going to the skills challenge. Jaime Jaquez Jr. is reportedly going to participate in the dunk contest as well. Do you have any suggestions for what you think should change in terms of the All-Star Weekend format, or what are your thoughts on those?
I think Adam Silver's trying to think outside the box, but it's going to take some, and I know this is a cheap answer, but it's going to take some thinking outside the box to really bring it the magic that it once had. Unfortunately, like I said, egos get in the way. We don't get the dunk contest we used to. It's pretty much the main event. It's the 3-point contest, and everybody wants to participate in that. So, that's pretty much it. And then the skills challenge is fun, but who wants to see a bunch of guys pass the ball? That is what it is. But they just need something. They need some spark. They need something to say, Zion, come on, come in this dunk contest. We'll get you some ribs.
You could make a little comment. You could have an eating contest with Zion.
He'll be right there.
Who can dethrone the champ?
Hey, that's an easy W for him. So, maybe they'll add that to next year. But there just needs to be something that gets some of these stars to participate in, the bigger contests other than the 3-point contests. You don't want to see them jacking up. We see that all game, every game. We see them jack up threes all game. We want to see the, Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine style dunks. We want to see something creative. And they've tried. They have tried so many different things with the dunk contest, and nothing is sticking. And I'm just tired of seeing players, I don't even know who they are. G League guys coming in there and dunking. Like, who's going to stay and watch that? Yes, it can be, was it Mac McClung last year?
Who got invited, by the way, to the dunk contest. We'll see if he accepts.
Okay, he did drum up some excitement from his, little run, but I don't know what they can do to realistically make it any better or more exciting, other than some of the stars. And of course, LeBron and KD, all those guys have kind of aged out. But you got, unfortunately, John Morant's hurt, but you got Anthony Edwards, you got Zion, you got some of these young guys that can go out there and put on a show. And that's what the All-Star Weekend is. It's a show to just excite the fans. And we just need some more participation from some of the bigger names to make it, a little better, I think. So
I still think if you made players duke it out for money, or like I said, make the rookies, hey, who wants to be rookie of the year? Go out there and show you want to go be rookie of the year.
If you throw in some, and there's ways to throw in little incentives to make it worth the while of these guys to get out there. Like I said, that would be pay-per-view worthy to have Wemby and Chet go one-on-one.
Absolutely.
And maybe they can, and maybe every year the 2 top rookie candidates can go at it one-on-one and see, who can shine the most. And whoever comes up big, like I said, if there's any discrepancy in the rookie of the year, whoever won that one-on-one, it pushes them over the top.
Or they can make like the first, like, the half of the season is to see who's the top rookies who can compete for that rookie of the year. And, maybe if it's like a top 5, top 4, maybe they're automatically top 4 in the rankings, or they just play straight up 1 through 4, 1 through 6 and go at it.
Creator League style. They can. Hey.
Oh God, Creator League. I know you didn't bring that up.
Hey, maybe somebody will go out there crying like certain big men on there, but
you gonna take shots at the big Hooli?
Man, I ain't never seen nothing like that. My kids ain't never threw a temper tantrum like that. That was ridiculous. But
oh boy.
But yeah, I mean, I think, and even the All-Star game, and I want to say something as an older head. We always say, oh, it was better back in our day. I watched the 98 All-Star game a couple weeks ago. They didn't play no defense, just like they don't play now. Jordan was out there shooting a bunch of shots. Kobe, if it was like Mutombo, who that's the only reason he was on there because he's a defensive player, he might swatch a shot once or twice, but wasn't nobody out there playing defense. They weren't playing hard, so I mean, don't let us old heads fool you in that regard.
I mean, you ain't that old yet, but you getting there. You got a little bit of grays in the beard, but you ain't. I wouldn't call you old yet. I give you like maybe 10 more years.
I'm seasoned.
But I know you said you had some questions you want to get into, so
got a few questions for you, and as we're nearing the trade deadline. Do you think there'll be more than one blockbuster trade this trade deadline? Yeah,
I would say I know the Pascal Siakam news. Like, I think there was already a done deal with the Kings and the Raptors, but I know that he said he wasn't going to resign, and since he only had 1 year left on his deal, that kind of like stalled the talks. Didn't completely dismiss it, but it made it harder for them to just pull the trigger. So now they're reevaluating, maybe going to get more teams involved. I guess we'll stay tuned on that. But obviously I think Zach LaVine still can go somewhere. I think there's some pieces on the Lakers that would call for a multiple team trade. Like if they want, I don't know why they want DeJounte Murray. I really, really don't know why. And I don't want to get into another rant, but I'm just really confused. I'm not going to think about it too much because it's going to make me really upset. But if they were to do a trade like that, I think it would require more than just between the Lakers and Hawks. I think a third team might have to get involved for salaries and maybe picks that maybe the Hawks might want to get back, because I don't think the Lakers have enough draft capital to maybe compensate for how the Hawks got DeJounte Murray. But yeah, I mean, between those names alone and a couple other people who might want to do some tweaking, like the Golden State Warriors, I think, yeah, there'll be another blockbuster trade coming maybe in the next week or so.
Do you think Murray for Hachimura?
Nah, I mean, they really ain't playing Hachimura, so honestly, Murray probably would help us more because they don't play him, which is so dumb to me. But
I would love to have him on this awful San Antonio Spurs team, but hey,
I'd love for them just to play him. Play him over Vando, please. Somebody. Cam Reddish too. Play him over Cam. Like, I'm gonna stop.
Before the rant starts, let's go to the next question. The Utah Jazz are on a 6-game winning streak. Will they make the play-in tournament? Houston's falling out of the top 10. Houston is kind of sinking.
Will they make the play-in tournament?
Golden State, as you see, is.
Let me pull up their record real quick. So they are. Oh, Utah is what? Oh, they're the 9th seed. They're already ahead of the Lakers. Excuse me, I didn't even know that. Although I'm not surprised. Will they make the play-in? Unless Golden State flips an imaginal switch and the Rockets continue down their slope of mediocrity, sure, why not? I don't see why not. I mean, they're 9-1 in their last 10 apparently. I didn't know. But
hey,
sure,
I've been checking. They've been winning. Lauri's playing pretty good too. So
I want him to be traded. I'm
maybe
gonna come
he's
on record
off the-
right now. I want him traded, and I want him to go to a contender because I don't think the Jazz are a contender. Because
maybe he's off the hot seat. Maybe he's settling in.
Yeah, but they definitely have the makings to make the play in. I wouldn't go any further than that, but
Nah, they're not playoff, but
nah.
I think they're taking the slot that I thought Memphis would take, and unfortunately, Memphis will stay in mediocrity for the rest of this season. And my last question for you, I'm gonna ask both of them. If the Thunder remain top 2 in the West, SGA wins the 2024 MVP.
That would mean I would have to recant on my Timberwolves pick and my dark horse for MVP, Mr. Anthony Edwards. This is a hard question. But as good as he has played, even though he didn't play very well against the Lakers, who they apparently have the Thunder's numbers, even though they tore the Thunder tore him up last time they played. But
Chet threw your boy LeBron's shot back. But
I mean, LeBron's older, it's gonna happen, after LeBron done dunked on Paul George, and he turns back the clock and gets blocked by Shea, but still a very good player. So will he be the MVP if they stay a top 2 seed? I mean, definitely in the consideration. I don't know if he'll get the nods.
The answer is yes.
I think they might give it to Tatum. Like, I think if it stays how it is in the Celtics, they're the number 1 team in the entire NBA. Tatum's always been, they're 19-0 at home, for crying out loud. Like, they're going to factor all those advanced stats and metrics for Tatum. I think because they are number 1 and they are sitting firmly at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And if it were to stay this way throughout the season, I think it would go to somebody more like Jason Tatum, who's played more, had playoff experience. Like, they're going to factor all these things in, which they shouldn't, but they will. And that will give him the nod over someone like Shea, who's been balling, though. MVP level season for sure, but he won't get the nod because it's too early.
I say yes, but I digress. My last question, and we kind of answered this, but I just want to get your full take. If the Warriors' trajectory continues to go downhill as it is Steve Kerr on the hot seat?
Yeah, heated seats, like very hot seat. Like what grinds my gears about the Warriors and the fact that like we have already seen countless times, not even like just this season, but in the previous seasons, how the young players were ready to step up, but Steve Kerr kept them on a tight leash. And as a former basketball player myself, even though I still play for fun, it's very frustrating to like see, like, you got, like, for example, you got like seniors, and some of them seniors who be playing don't really need to be playing. You got freshmen or sophomores who are on the team, ready to contribute, ready to get that varsity level experience. They don't get no run because you got Big Dog, who's been here, Big Dog Senior, who's been playing absolutely garbage, but because he's been there the longest, they got to put him in, right? And that's what it seems like to me with the Warriors. Like, he's just continuing to just keep trying this old school lineup where you got Curry, Clay, and Dre, and it just isn't working. We see Kuminga, and he is playing fantastic. Moses Moody, when he does play, he plays very well. And then you play like Clay for like 40 minutes, and he gives you like 13 points.
What's the rookie? Podziemski? It's okay.
I mean, I don't know his name like that. I think it's Podziemski, something like that. And he played very well.
He's solid.
They even put Clay on the bench a few games because of how good he's been playing.
Yeah. And he's got to. If he's the great coach, we hear that he is from everybody in sports media. He's got to make these adjustments, and it's got to amount to winning. not just making adjustments, then going back on those adjustments and continuously losing. You got to do something. And yeah, I think he's very much on the hot seat. I just think they need some fresh ideas, some new ideas. They've run their course pretty much, and it's time for something new. And if Steph is a part of that, which I think he'll probably still be, I think he's going to stay.
I think it's over. I think the Warriors, as we have known them, they're done. Like I don't see a way
they're done. But
no, I'm just saying, like, I think Curry needs to go too, because it's kind of like how they did for Kobe. You know, like how Kobe stayed with the Lakers up until those final years, and then now it's like we're kind of seeing him wither away. But if you would have put Kobe on a contender in the last few years, like before he tore his Achilles, like he was on a tear. Even though his efficiency was god awful, he was still on the tear and giving people.
He can get you bucket.
Work.
Yeah,
and I think Curry is like approaching that same threshold. Like obviously he's coming down from a higher slope because obviously Curry's playing better in his later 30s than Kobe Bryant did.
Yeah,
I just think
slightly.
Yeah, I mean, you could say it's marginally, but it's still like, yeah. But him playing for another team at this stage in his career could definitely optimize his chances for one, achieving something that he wanted to achieve, and obviously being universally known as the greatest point guard ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cementing his legacy, and like the GOAT debate, when people are talking about putting him in the GOAT debate, playing with another team, getting another chip on his belt, take another team to the promised land, showing he can do in other places, could definitely help his case.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think it's a win-win for everybody if they just blow the whole thing up, Warriors start over, get a new coach, and just pick up the pieces.
I think we'll see a new coach, but I think we'll see that before we see Steph on another team. But that's just my opinion.
All right. Well, it looks like we're going to wrap things up a little bit earlier than normal, because we usually stay the full time and we're rushing. But it looks like we got through everything by the grace of God.
Yeah, we got through time.
This one. So we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Please.
Help a small channel out. We
and we do appreciate all the views you've given us,
absolutely.
because you guys have been going crazy on the watch time, comment section. Just keep doing that for us. We really, really appreciate it.
Enjoy your comments. So even if you're telling us we got terrible takes, hey, everybody has opinion. Might be wrong, but it's your opinion.
But all right, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. Y'all have a blessed one. Y'all stay safe, stay warm if it's colder where you're at, and we'll catch y'all in the next video.
Back soon.
All right, y'all.
All right.